So I'm gonna have a little moan now because GoPro products aren't cheap. So the front camera of the GoPro, there's the front and the back. Obviously the front is smaller. Now as a vlogger, I do spend most of my life looking at the front one, which is tiny. I don't like that. They should be at least the same size. I'd quite happily have a bigger GoPro if it meant the screens were bigger. That's just me. Maybe that's just me. But I'm not happy about the front. Yeah, I've spent the money on an expensive thingy now. I'm not going to have that money again. So I can't just go, oh, buy something with a big screen. So I thought, is there a way around it? Went on GoPro's website. They make a bigger screen. And I was cock a hoop. Bigger screen, that's awesome, great, problem solved. Save up money, buy that, because they ain't cheap. Nothing ever is with GoPro. Plop it on the top, plug it in, Bob's your uncle. I did look, by the way, for something that was non-GoPro that was compatible. Don't know if I'm blind or something. Ooh, wind. I don't know if I'm blind or something, but I couldn't find anything else, so I had to put up with this. It looks quite big, so I thought, no, that's right. It looks bigger than the rear camera. The rear is bigger than the front, and it looks bigger than that. So yeah, Bob's your uncle. So I bought it. Not happy. I really am not happy. This is bigger, but the screen is not. It's inside. You can see. Oh, there you go. When I get in the light, you can see that actually that is all a waste, really. It's the actual screen is inside there. So the screen is marginally bigger than the front camera, which is the one on the front picture, which is what I was trying to solve. Marginal. So that was disappointing. But what annoyed me the most is the way it was designed. Maybe other people, you know, they don't just make these stuff any old how and without thinking about it. Maybe this would suit other people, but it got on my nerves a bit because yeah, you sat it on the top of the camera. It's looking at the GoPro from a sideways. It sits on the top of the camera like that, plugs in, and you look at it, it's bigger than the front. Not as big as I'd hoped, because you know, look at the size of this. That's how big I was hoping it would be. Marginally better, so marginally better, not much. But what really annoyed me was the fact that when you plug it in, the front camera switches to it doesn't have the picture anymore. It just has, like, for example, if you're pressing record, it shows you how long, in big numbers, how long you're recording. Quite like that. I don't want the front camera anymore because I've got this, so it changes to just a big timer, which is actually quite good. But it switches this is what gets on my it switches the back camera off. So once you turn that on, the back camera is off. So when you turn it around to, it's quite very common for me to do that. I've done it almost every time I switch. Do a, should we call them episodes on YouTube? Every time I do an episode, it's really common for me to talk, show you what I'm doing, come back. I turn the camera on, I can't see what's going on because it switches the back camera off. They've made it so that this, so looking side on again, if this was on the GoPro, this flips down over your back screen, and then that image is obviously upside down. It flips that up upside the other way, so you can see. Now use that as the rear camera. So don't worry, it's switched off. You just flip that over. So every time I turn it around, I've got to go, oh, hang on a minute, and you hear this clonk as it goes round, and that gives me a screen that is smaller than the one that's on there in the first place. So I get a less superior screen, and so I've bought something that gives me a marginally better front one and a worse back one. It's already quite small, and I have to keep flipping it over to face that way and then flipping it back so I can see, because if I turn it back while it's flipped down, obviously, then I still can't see anything because it's turned the front screen off. So then I have to flip it back over to see what I'm doing. That's so annoying. So I get, and the information isn't on here. All it shows is the percentage of this camera. So you've lost all your information. It doesn't tell you, you know, when you're looking through the screens, it's various, especially the back one, it's various information on. They tell you what settings you're on and what this, what that, and blah. They're all gone because all it shows you is this picture and the percentage of this camera itself. What? How useless is that? So now, by buying this, I have a smaller back screen, no information on the back screen. And a marginally bigger front screen, marginally, and every time I want to face it to show you what I'm showing and come back, I've got to flip the screen down, flip the screen up, flip the screen down, all so I can get a marginally bigger picture. No. So that has been a complete waste of money. I use it sometimes if I feel, I mean, I've put it on top before. If I feel I'm not going to keep turning it around to show you something and turning it back, I use it then because it is a marginally bigger screen. But quite often I put that on the top thinking I'm not going to do that, and I end up doing it anyway because I make these episodes up as I go along. I don't have a script. I don't have a you know, everything you see is thought up on the moment. I don't have a script. I don't even think about what am I going to say. I sit here, drink my tea and go, oh, I'll say that, and half a second before I press the button is all I've thought about it. So quite often I put that on the top thinking I'm not going to turn it around, and I do because I'm doing something, I'm making it up, and I didn't know I was going to do that. So then I'm still going flipping, you know. And it's good that it's a separate battery as well. When you plug it in, it doesn't run off of the GoPro. The GoPro's batteries are pathetic. So to run that off of it as well would have, you know, you get just enough time to say hi, Ronnie, gone. So at least it has a separate battery, which is rubbish as well because that doesn't last very long, considering all it's doing is showing you a picture. So that's one small good thing, that it is a separate battery. But you know, I was well disappointed. It ain't cheap. I'm as I said, I make this up as I go along. I don't know. I didn't do any research to find out how much it was. I've forgotten because I've had it a while now. I've had a good practice and play with it, a good sort of few months. So I didn't do any research. So I didn't intend to moan about this. Just something I thought of. So I can't remember how much it was, but you know, go on GoPro websites. They do like 5 things for the GoPro. You'll find it. But yeah, I think that was a waste of money. I think that was a lot of money for something that gives you virtually nothing, and in fact gives you virtually nothing and takes that back off of you by giving you something else that is rubbish. Yeah, not happy. Not very good. Not happy. It's getting very windy. So that's my review of this screen. Don't buy it if you want a bigger screen. And if anyone knows, if I've missed something and there is a screen you can buy that to make it bigger, and I don't mean plugging it into the TV, yeah, obviously I can't do that. If there's a way of making the front screen bigger, then please do tell me, because you know, I researched it, I couldn't find anything.